want to kill him. And so he goes off by himself to kind of be alone with his disciples. Now, here's the second part, is desperation. As he is alone off in the wilderness, probably, a full day's walk away from these cities, thousands and thousands of people walk out to find him. They just get up, leave whatever they're doing, and trek out into the desert, into the arid kind of scrub land, not really knowing where he is, not knowing how long it's going to take to get there, not bringing anything with them, doing anything they can to just find this guy. Why in the world did they do that? One more illustration for you here. These are some images of, what are these images of? Do you guys know? This is recent. This is news. Yeah, this is Del Rio, Texas. What was it, like a week and a half ago? These are 15,000, mostly Haitian refugees, immigrants, attempting to immigrate to the United States. They were all under the international bridge in Del Rio, Texas. So I show this picture for a couple of reasons. Number one, to give us a sense of what does 15,000 people look like? Because that's how many people came out to see Jesus. I know it's the feeding of the 5,000, but the disciples, the people who wrote this down, are very clear. There were only 5,000 men, and we didn't number the women and children who were present. So maybe 10 to 15,000, we don't really know, but it's like this. Okay, without the porta potties and the bridge and all that stuff, right? Think about that for a minute. There's no porta potties. Don't think about that too long. What does 15,000 people in the desert to see Jesus, what does it look like? It looks kind of like this, but maybe a little worse. Also, I show these images to say, why did those people come? Why did they trek out into the wilderness to find him? Why did these Haitian refugees come? Because they were desperate. Because there's awful stuff happening in Haiti. And they feel like their lives are going nowhere and they don't really have any hope. And so they put their hope in President Biden that he would let them into the United States. And he did not. There's tons of debates. I'm not weighing in on the debates. There's tons of problems on both sides of that. But here's the thing, President Biden can't save them. That's part of the problem. But that's why they came, because they were desperate. And they put their hope in the fact that they might be able to enter the United States under President Biden. And they made an immense journey to get there, actually way further than the people who came out to see Jesus. But very similar mindset. These people came out to see Jesus. Why? Because they were desperate. They were probably desperate in lots of different ways. Some of them were desperate because they had relatives who were sick, and pretty much there's no doctors. That kind of thing, doctors who really could solve things, most things didn't exist, right? So they're really desperate. I got a sick relative. I'm going to drag them out into the wilderness to see if we can find this Jesus guy. Others are desperate because they are living under an oppressive government. And they don't know how to ever break free of that and this cycle of poverty that they're in. But when this guy speaks, it seems like there's